Now from SRV Studios, Mr. Craig Thatcher. Now from SRV Studios, Mr. Craig Thatcher. Now from SRV Studios, Mr. Craig Thatcher.
There we go. All right. Okay, folks, I think we should be having some sound now. Sorry about that. I'm really not sure what happened. If somebody could confirm that you're actually hearing me, I'd appreciate it. There we go. All right. Okay, so let's go back and start again. So we started off tonight with Tom from Tom's Changing Things. But like I was saying, I think Tom might have gotten mad at me because I ate all the cookies and Doritos. And I haven't seen him since. We also had, second in was Steve, 87th PSAP. Good to see you, Steve. New Durham Junction Model Railway, all the way from the UK. Is good to see you. I know he was popping out for some tea, so I guess he'll be back. Let's see, who else is here? Probably a bunch of people now that I got so far behind in chat. Darrell's here. Good to see you, Darrell. So is Dwight Curley. Good to see you, Dwight. Artie from American Model Railroad. Good to see you, Artie. Mark from M&M Rails. Good to see you, Mark. I'm glad to see you didn't get arrested out there playing on the tracks today. Or maybe you did get arrested and you just got let out early. I don't know. Roy Eltham. Good to see you, Roy. And Uncle Wilmer from the Indian Head Valley Railroad. Good to see you, Wilmer. Appreciate you being here. Anthony Dodge. Appreciate you as well. There's Nathan DeLay. Good to see you, Nathan. Norman Rowe. Let's see. Okay, there's Brian from the Iron Horse Route, DNRJW. Good to see you, Brian. And AJ, good to see you, AJ. Appreciate you being here, kid. There's Ray Bobell, one of the STS inmates. Let's see, Ian from the Lehigh River Subdivision is here. Good to see you, Ian. Thomas Splitrock, good to see you, Thomas. Let's see here. And Grandpa Rails, JD, good to see you, sir. Dan's Model Railroading Journey, appreciate you being here. And yes, they are groupies. Craig definitely has some groupies that follow him around. Let's see here. Let's see. Joe Rader from the Black Rock Central, good to see you, Joe. Let's see. Everybody telling me there's no sound. I have no idea what happened. David from Low Country Railroad. Good to see you, David. Simon and Garfunkel, Sound of Silence. Yeah, I guess it was. I guess it was a little bit silent there for a while. Let's see. Cameron from Caboose 121. Good to see you. Oh, there's New Durham Junction's back. Good to see you. Hope you enjoyed your tea. Let's see. Who else do we have here? Yeah, I guess it was like Charlie Chaplin night. And AJ, I was just getting a little bit annoyed. Okay, let's see. Who else was here? Well, I'm glad I was able to provide one, Ray. Let's see here. David Z to G, good to see you, David. Mr. Jimbo Trains, good to see you. Let's see. I see Ray's blaming Heath. I guess Heath was here. I haven't seen him yet. Oh, there's Heath. Good to see you, Heath. I honestly had no idea what happened there. Well, I purposely have not updated my OBS because it's just a beta, and I'm trying to avoid those problems. So I can't blame that. Let's see here. Who else? Oh, there's Chasco. Good to see you, Chasco. Let's see here. Okay, and I think we got everybody. Oh, there's Scott from Waycross Trains and the surrounding area trains. Good to see you, Scott. All right. So now that everything's working, anytime. Well, I haven't used Zoom in months, so I can't blame that. I would love to. Thanks, Wilmer. I'm sure they were. Good thing there was no audio, Wilmer. Trackside Mike, good to see you. Appreciate you stopping in. Okay, I think, William Bryant, good to see you, William. Appreciate you being here. All right, I think I got everybody. If I missed anybody, I apologize. There's James Galton from Dundas Junction Model Railroad. Good to see you, James. No, I have not seen videos of the Reading Northern T1. It's going to be at Borough Day. Cool. Hey, there's Boxcar Jerry. Good to see you, Jerry. Appreciate it. When is Borough Day, Nathan? Let's see here. Grandpa Rails. I said hello to him. Anthony Dodge. All right. I guess we're caught up for now. So, okay. 39 and 23. Thanks, JD. I really wasn't expecting. I guess I shouldn't say that. I didn't know what to expect with it being Sunday night on Labor Day weekend. I didn't know if we were going to have very many people here. I hope everybody's having a great Labor Day weekend. And in your case, New Durham, just a regular weekend, I guess. And Artie, I'm sure your weekend's already over, so I hope it was a good one. All right, so if I like I said, if I missed you, I certainly apologize. And if I see your name go by in chat, I'll be sure to say hello again. So when I left off last month working on the Drawbridge Diorama, I had installed the bridge, and it was setting up gluing. All right, New Durham, glad it was a good weekend. So that's where we left it last month. I'm sorry. Tonight I'm going to be installing the track. I opted up for New Durham. It's already Monday. Well, I hope it was a good weekend. So I'm going to be installing the track tonight, and I opted not to buy bridge track. Main reason for that is when I started this project, the idea was to really not buy anything, to do it with whatever materials I had on hand or could make myself. So far, the only things that I did buy for this project was no, Heath, the track's not going to be powered. This is just strictly a static diorama. I have all of about 15 inches of track on it, so it didn't seem to make much sense to me to power that. Okay. I've used Any Rail, Scott. It's a lot of fun. You can do some nice layouts with it. So I bought the green paint to paint the bridge, and but I have most of that can left. The bridge didn't take all that much. And I bought some putty to fix the counterweight on the bridge, and I have almost that whole tube left. Borough Day is September 24th. I'll keep that in mind, Nathan. I might, if I'm free, I will try and run over and see that. That'll be Reading T1 will be pretty cool. Actually, I did kind of think of that, and that I would have lit the little control booth and put some other lights on it. But I decided for this project, I just wasn't going to have any power on it at all. You're right, Jasko. Heath would power that track and put a motorman on it. But I don't know. An HO scale train going back and forth for 15 inches just doesn't seem like a lot of fun to me. There's Rick Bailey from the Fultz Bailey Model Railroad. Good to see you, Rick. David, yep. I could power it and set the loco on rollers. That's definitely easier. Thank you, New Durham. I did know that at one time, but I had forgotten. Your name is Craig. I'll remember that. Good to meet you again, Craig. So anyhow, I decided not to buy the track because, like I said, I bought nothing else for this project, and that was kind of the idea when I started it. And I also have some leftover flex track, quite a bit of leftover flex track, mostly in pieces, but plenty enough for this project. You're right, Steve. I could have. Heath would put a motorman on a horse-drawn carriage. Now, I would actually like to see that. So what I did was I took a section of my flex track, leftover flex track, and this was a piece of Atlas flex track, and I cut the webbing off between the ties and slid the ties down closer so that they're more prototypical for bridge track. Now, I do know that the bridge ties are a little bit longer than what's on this flex track, but the original model came with wooden planks, wooden walkways that ran alongside the track on either side. They were pretty horrible little plastic deals. So I decided I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do that with wood planks, just because I didn't like the little plastic ones. So with that being said, I'm going to put you folks on hold here for a second while I rearrange my desk and get the diorama up here. I will be back in just a moment. Okay, I see John Knopfel just stopped in. Good to see you, John. Appreciate you stopping by. And Heath is heating up some leftover pizza. Why is reheated pizza better the second time around? Personally, I don't like reheated pizza. I very rarely will reheat any pizza. Okay, so here's where we left the model off last time. Artie, the show is not over. In fact, we're just getting started. And here is the bridge track I made. Yeah. Norman, yes, Steve 87th mentioned that earlier. I didn't know, I hadn't seen that video from DJ yet. I'm going to have to check it out. Oh, Craig, thank you, Craig. I appreciate that. This, if you didn't see the first 11 installments of this was an old Pola model, and it was in really bad shape when it was given to me. So I just decided to rebuild it, and since I don't have a use for a drawbridge on my layout, I decided to turn it into a diorama. Yeah, I guess maybe the guy in the booth really should have been cleaning that. Heath, it's a little rusty, but you know it is sitting above a river, so it's constantly wet here. Well, thank you, Norman. That's good to hear. Okay, so like I said, here's the kind of fake bridge track that I made. Oh, Nathan says DJ used the same type of bridge, but in N scale. I don't think I would have wanted to build this in N scale. It wasn't bad at all in HO, but N scale is a whole lot smaller. So anyhow, like I said, I pushed the ties closer together, and I added the. I guess you can see that here. Oops, wrong hand. Yep, the guardrails. Well, thank you, Wilmer. I appreciate that. I have a bag full of rail, actually micro engineering coated 87th rail, and that's what I used for the bridge rail. I just rusted it up pretty good with some paint and glued it down with some super glue, which is a mistake I won't make again. It worked, but it was a pain in the neck, and I did. Managed to glue my fingers together a couple times. Anthony Dodge, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Nathan. But no, this is just a diorama. I really don't have any place for this on my layout. My layout is, it's not prototypical, you know, to a fault, but it is covering a prototypical area. And we just didn't have any drawbridges. So let's see this, and I have another piece of track here. All right, no, actually, what I want to do first, let me slide it over so you folks can see. I left the cork run wild on the end here. So I want to cut that off. Heath, I have left DNA in one form or another on probably everything I built. If it wasn't skin from the super glue, it was blood from not paying attention to what I was doing. Yeah, that's going to make it hard to ballast. You're right. So I'm going to just cut off the cork here. I glued the cork down last month, and since it was still setting up, I just left the cork run wild. Yeah, surprisingly enough, Heath, the Schuylkill River runs right through the Schuylkill River Valley. And in Bridgeport alone, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bridges that run across the Schuylkill, and there's another one just about a mile down the road in a little town called Swedesburg, and there used to be one in Sweeland. That's the little town that I grew up in, and that was a bridge that was used by the Allenwood Steel or the Allenwood Steel Company's railroad. You're right. You're right, Wilmer. That's not rust. That's DNA. So there's a town that is called. Let's see. Let me put that up there. Yep, there is a town called Bridgeport. It has bridges. It was named because it had a bridge and a port. The port has long gone. When the railroads came through, the Reading specifically, the port pretty much died, and the Schuylkill River now has several dams on it, so it's really not suitable for traffic anymore. Small traffic, small boats, things like that, but you can't. It used to run all the way down to Philly. I mean, the river still runs to Philly, but you can't have any large shipping being done on it now. There's Edward from Happy Valley Hobbies. Good to see you, Edward. And Randall Ellison. Good to see you, Randall. All right, so we got that cut off. That's good. Or is it a big dental community, as in these kinds of bridges? All right, so now let's see here. All right. I think I'm going to start with the other end. Mark from My Life's Tracks. Good to see you, Mark. I'm going to start on this end, since this end's going to be a hair easier. Bridgeport. Well, Bridgeport is a very old town. When I was growing up there, it was largely an Irish town. It is now pretty much an Italian town. Thomas Grassy, good to see you. No worries, that's cool, man. Appreciate you stopping in. All right, so now let me get these. Let me see. Cut this off. Here. Let's see. Bend it just a hair. You're right, Norman. You burn the roof of your mouth, it takes forever to heal. I'm sure we've all done that. All right, that piece. Then let me come over here. Bend this a hair. Bend it the other way. I did not know there was a train store in Pottsville. Nathan, that's good to know. I'll look for it. Hey, there's Tim from CP368 Productions. Good to see you, Tim. And Off the Rails is here. Good to see you. Yeah, that will definitely clue you in. Brockport also had a port, and Fairport. Is that Brockport, Maine? Is that right? No, the bridge doesn't move. The previous owner, when he built the bridge, he glued the bridge down, and I'm guessing he used either Plastruct or MEK or something like that, because the gears are the gears were kind of melted, And I did think about that. It would have been nice to automate that. If I'd have done that, I would have had some power, some lights, and everything. And Trains and Lanes is still open in Easton. Okay. Brockport is on one side of Rochester, New York, and Fairport is on the other. Well, thanks. Off the rails. I did mention that a previous time, Heath, but that's why I really would have liked to. That would have been a lot of fun to automate this, but the gears were just all melted and in really bad shape. So I just glued them down. All right, so that looks pretty good. Let me bend this a little bit more. This little piece of track is microengineering track, and I really like microengineering track. I like the fact that when you bend it, it stays in place, but it's kind of a pain in the neck to bend really small pieces. Okay, the train store is called Pens, Trains, and Hobbies. Sometimes was one time someone to stop because of watching one of my videos. Okay. Oh, well, it takes all kind, Nathan. And John Tanzillo, good to see you, other John. Appreciate you stopping in. Let's see. Thomas Grassy goes to Trains and Lanes all the time. That's the closest hobby shop to him. It's kind of surprising that that's the nearest one, Thomas. You're in Jersey, aren't you? I mean, Trains and Lanes isn't far from me. It's probably 20 minutes or so. Let's see. Okay, so both of them, Fairport and Brockport, are on the Erie Canal. Oh, that's cool. And it has a drawbridge, but that's for autos. All right. Let's see if I got this bent enough. Not yet. Let's see. This stuff bends real easy when you have a bigger piece. But when it's pretty small like this, it kind of likes to snap back into place. Edward, you're right. Some place names are not very imaginative. Oh, Thomas, you live in Phillipsburg. Okay. Yeah, I know exactly where Phillipsburg is. I've been there many times. I live south of Allentown, down Route 309, a little bit further south than Quakertown, if you know where that is. Actually, I'm just outside of Quakertown. All right, let's see. Let me trim off this piece of webbing here. And this piece. John Knopfels cutting up a leg for bracing. Is that for your layout, John? No, it actually is flex track, Heath. It's just a very small piece of microengineering flex track, and it's kind of not wanting to cooperate with me. All right, Thomas. Yeah, Quakertown. Sure. Yeah, Quakertown. I love it. That's a typo, I'm sure, but it's pretty appropriate. What would I like to get from a hobby shop? You know, to be honest with you, Thomas, I'm not really looking for anything in particular at the moment. I'm Still working on getting the layouts, both the N scale and the HO scale, running. But I always like to go to Quakertown. I mean, always to train shows and to train shops and see what they have. Happy Valley Hobbies. Yes, it was founded by Quakers. And in fact, for a very short period of time, and John, you're right. If I cut the webbing, I'd be saving myself a few headaches here. But for a short time, the Liberty Bell was hidden here in Quakertown. There's a building, maybe 3 or 4 miles from me, where during the Revolutionary War they spirited the bell up here and hid it in the basement so that the British couldn't find it. And there's Rusty from Possum Bayou. Good to see you, Rusty. You're right. All of Pennsylvania was founded by Quakers. Named after William Penn. And for those of you who may not know, Pennsylvania means Penn's Woods. Because we are a heavily wooded area here. Okay. All right. So my track is bent. This track is ready. All right, I think I'm ready to glue some track down. Yeah, Ian, you know, I've lived here all my life, a lot longer than you have, and I've never met a Quaker either, so. And I guess Captain Crunch, yeah, he was a pirate, wasn't he? Not a Quaker. All right, so for gluing this down, I always liked microengineering, but microengineering is out of business now. So I guess I'm going to be switching over to either Pico or Atlas. Atlas Flex Track isn't bad. Corey, how are you? And yes, it is a shame that it's a Commonwealth. Good to see you, Corey. Appreciate you stopping in. So for gluing the track down here, I'm going to be using E6000. And there's Stephen from Wigwag Workshop. Good to see you, Stephen. Yes, down in Lower Bucks County, there is a very big Quaker church. I don't remember the name of it, but yes, you're right. Mark dated a girl that was a Quaker. She only ordered oatmeal whenever he would take her out. That's good, man. The YouTuber I know, Despise was raised Quaker. Okay. So Transylvania is Transwoods? I don't know. And I don't know in what language Pennsylvania means Penn's Woods. But that's what I was taught in school. And of course, Catholic school never taught you anything wrong. Dan's Model Railroad. All this East Coast talk is making him nostalgic. Hasn't been out to visit family and friends in New York, New Jersey, or PA since before the showstopper. Okay. So I'm using E6000 to glue this down. I've come to like E6000. And I don't usually glue my fingers together with it, so that's a good thing. So let me get some glue here, and let's see. Quick question: does pineapple belong on a pizza? I love pizza and I love pineapple, but they do not go together at all, Craig. So I've come to like E6000. It's got a really good hold. It stays flexible, so it doesn't get hard and want to dry out and break like super glue does. And it's got plenty of working time, so even when I do manage to get it on my fingers, I have plenty of time to get it off. And Roy Eltham agrees 100%. Pennsylvania means Penn's Woods or Penn's Land. Quaker William Penn was granted the tract of land by King George II of England in 1681 as repayment of debt owed to Penn's father. I didn't know that it was a repayment of a debt, and I didn't remember the date, although I'm sure I was taught both of those. But I still don't know what language that is. Old English, maybe? I don't know. Hey, the plumber. Good to see you, Stephen. Appreciate you stopping in, man. So I have not built the wooden walkways that are going to run alongside these, alongside the tracks here yet, only because wanted to get the track in and measure it and see exactly how much room I have. And Thomas wants to know if you can put pizza on a pineapple. Well, I might be able to, Thomas. I can't imagine that being any better than pineapple on a pizza, and it's probably a whole lot tougher to eat. Let's see. Norman made a pizza with chili, and after it cooled, I put hot Cheetos on it. It was great. That's I love spicy food, Norman, but that sounds a little bizarre to me. And Heath almost got a Hawaiian pizza, but he went with veggie. I've never had a Hawaiian pizza. And like I said, pineapple is my favorite food. And Raymond Anthony, good to see you, man. He says that pineapple on pizza isn't bad. At least he doesn't think. It sounds like an acquired taste. Yeah, it probably is. And I've never really been big on acquiring tastes. We didn't eat a wide variety of food as a kid. My father was had the strangest palate I've ever met. There was very few things he would eat, and most of them were kind of strange. Let's see. Sylvania, Latin for forest, land, or woods. Okay, Latin. I never gave Latin a thought. Thank you, Edward. That's pretty cool to know. Pizza with pineapple and Canadian bacon is awesome. Well, Norman, I'm sorry to say it's pretty obvious you live in California. Speaking of pizza, if one wants a good pizza in Stevens area, one has to make their own. For some reason, pizza places have decided that provolone rather than mozzarella on pizza. Well, I grew up about 40 miles or so south of here, which is a whole lot closer to Philadelphia. And we had excellent pizza in and around Bridgeport. Just about any pizzeria you wanted to go to was really fantastic. I move up here to Quakertown, and these Quakers don't know how to make a pizza to save their life. I've had very, very little pizza since I moved up here. And I put my glue away. Spicy pizza, chili-based pepperoni, jalapenos, ghost chili, and chili cheese. Unreal. Wow, Craig. Like I said, I like hot foods, but man, that's getting up there. And Mark's Italian grandma would smack you if you put pineapple on pizza. And good for her, Mark. Rusty says the local produce market here got some fresh, ripe pineapples. Wow. That's pretty cool. I don't see fresh, ripe pineapples very often. What's worse, pizza with pineapple or pizza with anchovies? If I had to choose, it would be the pepperoni. Absolutely, anchovies are horrible little fish. I worked in a pizzeria when I was a teenager, and hated even putting those things on the pizza. They're slimy little things, and I couldn't imagine eating them. And Rusty says they have a couple places there that make pizza burgers. Yeah, I've had pizza burgers. At least the pizza burgers around here are just a hamburger with mozzarella and pizza sauce. Nothing wrong with it, but I'd rather have the pizza. And John says it depends on how many anchovies are on it. They're salty as all get out. Oh yeah, you can tell how salty they are just picking them up out of the tin. I couldn't imagine why anybody would want to eat those things. But like I said, we didn't have a wide palate as a kid, so I'm not very adventurous with my food. Tim says people who don't put ketchup on a hot dog need taste buds. Ketchup does not belong on a hot dog, Tim. Hot dogs get mustard. And Edward says the worst pizza he's had has been at Chinese restaurants. I'm not surprised, Edward. I can't imagine ordering a pizza at a Chinese restaurant. But then I'm not big on Chinese food, so... Anchovies provide most of the flavor in a Caesar salad. Well, that may be true, Corey, but that doesn't mean it's good flavor. Okay, let's see. Norman makes his own barbecue chicken pizza. I've had barbecue chicken pizza. That's not bad. It's not my favorite. I would rather have, pepperoni, but... And he says clam pizza. No, I'm sorry. Now you're just wrong, Heath. And David Z to G says Heinz definitely goes on a hot dog. No, I disagree with that. And Norman Rose says Caesar was murdered because of that. As it should be, Norman. Mark from My Life's Tracks, I've had chicken nuggets at the Chinese restaurant up the street here, and yes, they were real good. And John Tanzello says he tried cheese pizza with a sunny side up egg in the middle just for the hell of it while stationed in Germany. Actually, that doesn't sound too bad to me because I love eggs. I could eat eggs any time of the day. And I like my eggs spicy. Let's see. I got to put that one up. Actually, Tim, I know you're being funny, but you're actually true. It's actually true. I have a very odd sense of taste. I believe it's because I have a really messed up sense of smell. Lots of smells I don't smell at all. Like I rarely smell sour smells. Skunk has to be extremely close and very very fresh for me to smell it. And I think that's affected my sense of taste. And Edward, yeah, I know Heinz does make mustard, but I always liked French's, or if I was going for regular yellow mustard, it would be French's. Let's see. Stephen Wigwag says his hot dog in this order: bun, mustard, dog, Greek style chili, fine shredded metal, mild cheddar, onion, and hot pepper sauce. Do you even taste the hot dog when you're done? Yeah, Thomas, you're right. You forgot to add heartburn, Stephen. Let's see. Anthony Dodge, someone, let me put that up here. Someone once asked me if I want a beef tongue sandwich. I said, no way, I don't want to taste anything that might be tasting me back. I had an uncle, lived in Washington, D.C., and he was into all sorts of bizarre foods. And he ate tongue. He ate beef heart. That was just too much for me. And when I was a teenager, after the pizzeria, I worked in a Jewish delicatessen, and I'd always heard of beef tongue, but I was a pretty naive little Irish boy from a small town here in Pennsylvania, and I never had any idea that it was actual beef tongue until I worked in this Jewish delicatessen. And if anybody's never seen beef tongue, it's pretty gross looking. I mean, it's that the back of that tongue has got to be that big, and it's just definitely not something that I would be eating. All right, so now let me get a few T-pins here. Edward, Grey Poupon's not bad. I'll eat Grey Poupon. Like I said, I do like spicy foods. I don't usually have Grey Poupon in the house. Not for any reason, but just usually don't. They have pickled pig's lips and pig's feet in some of the stores here. Well, Rusty, I would tell you what my father would say about the South, but I'd probably end up offending you and Brian and probably a few others here. So I think I'll save that. You're right, Corey. The ingredients for hot dogs are everything but the squeal. Liver will never cross my doorstep unless it's actively being used by the human it's in. I got to agree with you there, Tim. That's another thing I'm not about to eat. All right. And William Bryant loves fried chicken livers. Nah. I'm not eating anybody's liver. Not me, Heath. Vegan is not food. I'm much more likely to go, what are they calling it now? Carnivore? Let's see here. Okay, well, let me find something to weight this down with. heavy. I should have brought up my 1, 2, 3 blocks, but I didn't. Let me see here. I must have something I can weight this down with. That's not heavy enough. Oh well. All right, I will find something to weigh that down with later. Norman is a brains man myself. If you're talking about eating them, no, I'm not eating that at all. Ken, good to see you. Appreciate you stopping in, man. And Rusty's favorite bird is fried chicken. I'll go with that. That's about the only bird I'm going to eat. Well, he doesn't have to be fried. Any kind of chicken, actually. Or turkey. Smelt eggs on sushi is delicious. I don't know what smelt eggs are. I do know what sushi is, and I am definitely not eating any raw food. Split Rock, you're right. I do. I actually have a couple of them, but they're downstairs holding down another project to dry. So for now, I'm just going to let this sit here. Can't believe I don't have something heavy enough around here. And David Zeta G says duck. Yeah, never had duck, so I can't really comment. Ray, you're right. Sushi is bait. All right, let me. So that's about where it's going to sit tonight. Since we're going to have to let this thing dry up a little bit. So let me put you folks back on hold here for a second, and I will be right back. Oops, wait a minute. Sorry. And there's Sean Pacific Railroad. Appreciate you stopping in. Good to see you, man. Let's see. And William Bryan's got to go. Good night, William. Appreciate you being here. And hopefully we'll see you next month. All right, there we go. All right, soft shell crab tacos. I'm sorry, that doesn't even sound like food to me. Turkeys can be roadkill here in Vermont. All right, so that's pretty much all I had for you tonight. Brian, take care. Have a good night. Appreciate you and AJ being here. Let's see. Next week, of course, is Heath. And we do have a schedule change this month for Sidetrack Sunday. Like I said, next week it will be Heath, then Jason, and the fourth week was normally Ray, but he's taking the month off, so Rick will be filling in for him. Let's see. Nothing like New York pizza with grease running down your arms. Well, yeah, you can get you can find that with some of the Philadelphia pizza too. So, like I said, that's about all I had for everybody tonight. If anybody had any questions or anything, I'm up for answering them. Let's see. What's this? London pizza chips, eggs, and cheese. Okay. All right, Craig, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. That was last month? Wow. All right. I take back everything I just said. Obviously, I have no idea what's going on, and I guess Ray will be here. Thanks, Ray. Sorry about that, man. And Corey's grandmother used to make white borscht. I don't even know what borscht is, other than it's like purple. And for some reason, white doesn't sound any better to me. Thank you, Dwight. Corey, I'm guessing your grandmother was Polish or maybe Slovak or Ukrainian or something. Split Rock wants to know what are the projects I'm working on. I'm still working on the N-scale layout. I have been painting and weathering my bridges, my two remaining bridges. And yes, Heath, we all figured that out already, believe me. Oh, there's Jeff, the railroad enthusiast. I didn't see you earlier, Jeff. Appreciate you being here. Borscht is from the Ukraine. Okay. Me, Heath. Okay, so you guys are switching. That's what's going on. All right, so Ray is 2 weeks from now after Heath, and then Jason is taking up the last month. Those guys switched. I knew something changed. But obviously I really wasn't paying attention. So yes, I'm still working on finishing up my bridges. I've got one of them. I'm just at this point weathering. That one already has been painted, of course, and has the lights on the top installed. The one I'm working on now, I'm just painting it. Then I'll install the lights and weather it. And once I get these two bridges done, I can actually complete the track, run a handful more feeders, and I'll be running trains on the N-scale layout. And I'm really looking forward to that. It's been way too long. The O-scale layout I'm actually still working on. I haven't done an awful lot on that lately, but I've been I've been scratch building a concrete vehicle bridge to go over the tracks. There's Frank, Steeler Fan 820. Good to see you, Frank. This is a prototypical bridge. I kind of moved it a little bit from. Let's see. Is there a diner car menu YouTube channel? Not that I'm aware of. Let's see. Are you able to share what Heath? Are you able to share what Anthony Dodge sent to you with Rick and me, so you can get their permission as well? If you need to, okay. I'll skip that. DWM Trains, good to see you, man. Appreciate you stopping in. So this is it's a prototypical vehicle bridge that runs. It actually runs over the Pennsylvania Turnpike. I moved it to run over my tracks, but that's all been cast out of plaster. So I made the molds to make the sides and the base, and that's just about finished with. Once I get that done, I'll have a video on that. And I've been working on a few other things on the HO layout, mostly getting my track tacked down to where I'm happy with it, and hopefully be running trains on that one before too long. Mr. Jimbo, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Glad to see you here tonight. So yes, Thomas, I'm working. I have a bunch of other projects, probably more than I should. When I built my first layout, my workshop was fantastic. I had a 10-foot workbench with double shelves running across the wall, above it, and drawers and shelves on the side. So having multiple projects going on was never a problem. I had plenty of places to work, I had plenty of places to store it. My workbench here is considerably smaller, and I have a bunch of projects going, but I'm constantly having to find a place to store them. So I think I'm going to have to adopt a new strategy for that. Good night, Chasko. Appreciate you being here. Have a good night, sir. And I think with that, I'm going to... thank you, Ian. I appreciate it, man. And I think on that note, I'm going to call it a night. Okay, it's a little bit over an hour anyhow. So I hope everybody has a great Labor Day tomorrow, at least all of us in the U.S. The rest of the world, I hope you have a great Monday, if it's not already Monday for you. And don't forget Heath next week. Okay, question. No, I don't have a basement, Heath, and I absolutely hate that. This is the first place I've ever lived that doesn't, well, other than an apartment in college, but first place I've ever lived that doesn't have a basement, and I'm lost without one. My next house will definitely have a basement. CV Railroad in HO scale. I didn't see you earlier. Appreciate you being here, man. So with that, I'm gonna say goodnight. Hope, like I said, hope everybody has a great day tomorrow. Those of us who are lucky enough not to work, hope you enjoy yourselves. And for everybody else, well, hope you have a great day at work. So thank you all, and we will see you. Don't forget, thank you, Edward. This week, Tuesday, will be Wilmer again. Craig from New Durham Junction said he's going to be going live Tuesday, which would be, I believe, 5 p.m. Eastern, with some live streaming at a local railroad station. He's expecting some passenger and freight traffic, so that should be fun. And Wednesday night is, Darryl was calling it West Coast Wednesday. I think they changed it to Cab Crew Wednesday or something very similar. So, and I believe that's on Darryl's channel. Let's see, Monday should be Off Track Monday, and I believe this week is James from Dundas Junction Railroad. So I'm sure I will see you folks on one of these streams, and everybody have a great night and a safe holiday.